What do you do if you want a user menu choice that's too long to fit across here, across this line from here all the way over here? Is only 80 characters. If you can't fit something, what do you do? Let's try it. Down at the bottom of the screen, you notice the prompt which says F5 to create a script file. Well, what that basically means, let's say we have a long command to run a program. We're going to run a report program. Let's say it's a quality control program. So we hit Q. We'll give it a mnemonic letter, and we'll say quality control report. Okay, and this is just going to be a report that FilePro runs. So we'll do fp/dreport, and let's say it's in a file name, not VG customers. Okay, the name of the format of the report that we're going to run, the output report, is a very long name. Let's say it's called the quality control daily report. Okay. See how close we're getting to the edge there? Now we want to use a very long selection set called huge selection. See, I'm already at the end of the table. Haven't finished, couldn't put a title, couldn't put a heading rather, couldn't put anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press F5. F5 says I want to create a script file to do this in. I need more space. Now, on Unix, you can't have /fp dreport. There's no folder or directory called fp generally on Unix, so we're going to get rid of this. We're going to make sure that dreport, the FilePro program that we're using, is in our path so that the operating system and FilePro will just see it. We're taking away that special /fp, which we have to put on the front part of the menu screens whenever we're putting a FilePro program. But on here, we're just going to rely on this program being in our path. Here's the long customer name. Here's the long format name. Here's the long selection set name. I'm going to get to the end of the selection set, and now I want to put some more stuff. Let's say I want to put a heading. I can put -H. Well, I still can't type. I've only got a couple of characters here to put anything, and that's not enough for me. So what I'm going to do is, on Unix, I'm going to start the -H here. On Unix, I'm going to put a backslash. And, okay, that's all. That means continue this command on the next line. Now I can put, this is a long heading. Okay? And then I can put my -U to help run the reports correctly. Okay, this is a way that FilePro lets you wrap a line around when it's too small to fit in the editor, or too long to fit in the editor. On Windows, same thing is available to you, except on Windows, I believe you have to put a tilde to wrap lines around. That will tell FilePro and the operating system that this is one long command. There is no break in the line here. Same thing on Unix. Again, it's a backslash. Another thing useful about now, if we press escape now, or escape on Windows just to store this, now there's something new down there where it says choice queue. We have our choice queue, we have our description, but the action now says /fp/menus, which just means FilePro will find this in the menus directory, and it's going to find the name of this menu, which is VG customers, .-q. That's a little file that tells FilePro what you want to do, and indeed the file is, you press F5, this file right here. So you see how we've managed to put a very long file name in a very small space. Another thing you can do with this script file is, let's say you want to run 2 reports right in a row. I'm going to try and use the mouse here if I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Click down and all the way across. I'm not sure if I got it, but I think I did. Okay. Let's say you want to run 2 reports. It didn't work the way I thought it would work, did it? Maybe it did. Okay. Close enough. I'm using F2. Suck up some spaces here. I'm going to use F4 to pull that up. Okay. So close enough. I used the copy and paste routine inside this program. It doesn't really work that well. We're not inside. We're inside Unix actually, or not inside FilePro. If you look up at the top, you'll see that you see a File, Edit, and View menu These are part of the Facet Win emulator program that I use, and the tools for it are slightly different than you might be used to. But in any case, I'm running two reports now. I'm going to run this first daily report, or the thing called whatever we call it, the quality control daily report. And then right after that report runs, I immediately, without having to press any other keystrokes, run the same file. I want to run the backup. Pressed F2. The backup control daily report. Slightly different, same selection set. Okay, and again, if I want to do another report, I might want to do another report, and I can even do it on a different customer. Maybe I'll do it on a different file. Maybe there's a file called VG invoices, for example. Okay, and I'll use the format called daily invoices or whatever, and I want to run them on all records. Okay, now I'm running three things in a row, and I believe I can actually, if I want to, press F3. I can have spaces here for clarity. But there are three reports that are going to run, and each one's going to wrap around correctly. It's the full long report. The bottom one doesn't need to wrap anything around because haven't put any heading or anything. I haven't put anything that's going to take up space. By the way, the headings on dReport, when we went into Clerk, we saw the heading at the top of the screen, the Clerk menu. On Report, if you use a -H, when you put -H on a report, as the report's running, this is what you see at the top of the report. It's the heading that you see when the report is running. Sometimes a very useful thing to do. All right, you see that we now have done small things, short things, long things on the FilePro command line. We've run another executable program like WordPerfect. We could also just run other batch programs that are on our system, or other script programs on Unix that are the same kind of thing. Let's say I just want to run a script to do something. How about I want to get into my Rolodex program? Okay, in my case, this script happens to be called doRoll. Let's go run this menu now and see what we got. If we run G and PG, here's what it looks like. Remember, this will take us into WordPerfect. Here's the Rolodex. It's just a script or a batch file, for lack of a better name. On your Windows people, on Unix, you know what a script file is. If I hit it, you see it's running the actual script file, and I could pick, go to my company Rolodex, for instance. Okay, I'm back out at the menu. This quality control report, if it were to run, let's try it and see how it blows up. It blows up there, the second one blows up, and the third one didn't run at all. It just took me to a menu say, hey, to a file list. There is no, if you remember, we put VG invoices, and there is no file called VG invoices, so FilePro says, well, you might have typed it wrong on the script. Maybe I'll give you another chance to type it. Well, we only have one file called VG customers. We can't type anything in here. We'll press delete, cancel to get back to the main menu. But I'm just showing you that the FilePro menus rather can do a load of things and do them all very well and very quickly. And you'll find that as things go within the FilePro application, the run user menus, being able to run user menus and define them any way you want is probably way up there at the 99% best things in FilePro. You will have your users inside FilePro menus all day long. They pretty much never have to come out of a FilePro menu. You can use them to do just about everything. Call out, get them to the internet, take them into Word or WordPerfect. Everything's quite easy. I interface these menus with Microsoft products all the time on the desktop. I take them into Excel, I take them into Word, I take them into Front Page, etc. And back and forth. As they leave, they come back to the menu where they're supposed to be, etc. Very neat stuff. Okay, let's move on.